It's a shockingly viral story. A picture of a guy who looks kind of fit but average gets shredded, and then the question is asked. Women, do you think he's attractive more before or after? And men, how do you feel? The post has nearly 70 million views, and it's lit up a massive debate. The topic, or the question is, why are women lying about this? Like, what's the actual cause? Men are shocked to find that most women do not like the chiseled cut man. So here's the image. I have no idea who this guy is, but he's famous now. On the left, he looks fit, but average. He looks like he's not fat. He's got a probably average body fat. He doesn't look obese or anything. On the right, he looks like he cut his body fat percentage way down to the single digits. And so he looks cut. However, when polled, William Costello said, in the first reply to this poll, there is a picture of Ali Mers before and after a 12-week gym transformation. Who's Ali Mers? I don't know who that is. Is he famous? Oh, he's a singer-songwriter. Okay. Do you think he looks better before or after, and are you male or female? 24% were male who said he looked better before. 43% were male who said he looked better after. 27% were female who said he looked better before, to only 7% female saying after. That is, substantially more women thinks he looks better before he got cut working 12 weeks in the gym. And to most men, their answer is women are lying. They might be. This is an interesting debate. What is this phenomenon? Do women actually prefer the average-looking guy to the cut guy, or is it men who do? In fact, there's a really great post in response to this from @mlily88, a small user on X, who responded, "We're not lying. Men cater to the male gaze more often than they realize." And she shows this blog post, which is absolutely hilarious and probably correct. Let me start by saying, it's about huge. When I saw this post. I didn't really think much about it. I immediately thought two things. The guy on the right is shorter and he's gay. I'm not dragging him. I'm not trying to insult him. He looks shorter because of the way the photos were taken. By about an inch or so. I don't know. He does look a little shorter. But he also does look gay. And I'm not trying to drag gay people. But he looks gay. The first thing I thought was like, I think he's gay. He looks like a gay guy. And a lot of people responded to that saying, to be fair, it's not hypermasculine. Typically, what makes a guy a masculine guy is that he doesn't care. He's confident. He does what he wants, but he is in shape. So if you're morbidly obese and lazy, you're going to be less attractive. But if you're like average and strong, that's a good thing. Now, I want to read this post. There's a couple posts I want to read about this. So this Hugh Jackman one's really funny. You've got Muscle and Fitness, Hugh Jackman shredded with he's got his claws out as Wolverine. And then Good Housekeeping is he's wearing like a V-neck sweater with a smile on his face. They wrote, I think the best imagery I've seen to explain the difference between what men think male objectification is versus what women actually want is to see the Hugh Jackman magazine covers. Hugh Jackman on a men's magazine, he's shirtless and buff and angry. He's imposing and aggressive. This is a male power fantasy. It's what men want to be and aspire to, intense masculinity. Hugh Jackman on a woman's magazine, he looks like a dad. He looks like he's going to bake me a quiche and sit and watch Game of Thrones with me. He looks like he gives really good hugs. Men think women want big, hulking, naked men in loincloths, which is why they always quote He-Man as male objectification, without realizing that He-Man is naked and buff in a loincloth because men want him to be. More women would be happy to see him in a pink apron cutting vegetables and singing off-key to 70s rock. Men want objects, women want people. Now, I will say mostly correct, but I object. Before I tell you why that's wrong and only partially correct, and many of you may already know why, so comments, because maybe we'll end up agreeing with each other. Jeffrey Miller, he'd be the expert. He's an evolutionary psychologist, psych professor, wrote The Mating Mind. He says, The guy on the left, okay? So Ali Mirrors, before getting cut, he could survive a famine, an infection, or a long hunting trip or war raid without food. The cut guy on the right is very vulnerable to resource shortages. Women evolved to understand which male body types survive better. We got Sour Patch Lids saying, why would women lie about this? Like, why would you assume that? Maybe fix your own view of women. Women have nothing to prove here. It's entirely anonymous. No one's going to lie, genius. But let's break this down. I did seek out data on this one. Women are drawn to men with muscles. Surprise, surprise. So the article from 2007, nearly 20 years ago. Muscular young men are more likely to have more sex partners than their less chiseled peers. Researchers at UCLA said on Monday. Their study, published in the Journal of Completely Obvious Things that literally everybody knows and no one needs to study about. I'm kidding. It should be called that, though. Their study, published in the Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin, suggests muscles in men are akin to the elaborate tail feathers in male peacocks. They attract females looking for a virile mate. Women are predisposed to prefer muscularity in men. Most research is focused on what men find physically attractive in women and the career traits women find attractive in men. Much less research is devoted to what women find attractive. No one, literally no one needed that study. Everyone knows, okay? Like, there's a reason why movies sell well when dudes are ripped. Now, you don't need to be Arnold at his peak, big bodybuilder, but fit. It's why Hugh Jackman bulked up and got cut for the X-Men movies. It's why they wanted him too. Men want to be him. Women want to be with him. That's how it goes. Now, hold on there a minute. How do we then get this phenomenon of women prefer the guy on the left, not the guy on the right? Because women want different things. Take a look at this. Here's the point to be made that I think will piss off every feminist. Certainly, women want the good housekeeping dad. He's going to bake me a quiche and watch Game of Thrones. Is he? Well, the guy on the left with his claws out is going to murder a bear. The bear is going to be walking around minding its own business, but too close to the kids. And Wolverine's going to go pull out the claws and just take them out. Not that women are attracted to large metal adamantium claws, but you get my point. My point is, while women may say they prefer the dad in the sweater who's going to bake a quiche, yeah, there's two different realities. Who a woman wants to marry and who a woman wants to sleep with. So let's just be real. Many people are replying in the comments. Yeah, women may prefer Ali on the left before he got cut, but who is she taking home from the bar? And I think it's fair to say Ali on the right. Probably. I mean, like I said, he does look a little shorter, and he does. A lot of people are commenting, it makes him look gay. Like, I don't know why. I don't know what to tell you. But he does it. Like, I think it might be the shorts he's wearing and the pose does not. Like, the shorts on the left, the Nike regular gym shorts, normal thing that guys wear. And I think it's a social thing. Like, I'm not saying like there's something physically about him, but like everything's social about him. Here's the reality. I'd be willing to bet that if you're in for a one-night stand, Ali on the right, he's going to hook up. But is that really what women want in the long term? You see the point. What is the question being asked of men and women? For men, it's quite simple. Which one looks better? But for women, they're thinking about long term in ways that guys do not think about. Men and women are different, my friends. And so I think it's really simple. I think it's fair to say that a lot of women will probably just say on the left, he looks better no matter what. But there's a big difference between what women say they want and what they do. And that's why we see the modern political phenomenon. Why is it that women are largely voting Democrat? They don't actually want or care about these things. That's why the Democrats are a cult. There is social order and then there is physical desire. In this post that says women want people, men want objects, this also is true in the greater context. Women are much more susceptible to social pressures. So there's a funny phenomenon. They're saying it's debunked, but a funny phenomenon that took place in like the 2000s with OkCupid, where they pointed out in a blog that overwhelmingly millennial women would say, if you're not wearing a shirt in your pic, don't bother messaging me. Because they wanted to look like I'm not into that vain stuff. And then what actually happened? They found that women were substantially more likely to respond to men who were not wearing shirts in their pictures if they were fit. So there's a big difference between what is socially acceptable and what women really want. There's a viral post on Reddit from some liberal woman saying that she fantasizes about being with a ripped conservative man, and she just loves it. Not all women are like that, but some are. My point is this. What a woman wants in a mate versus what she wants in a husband are two different things. And there's a reason for it. As a young man, a guy is ripped, fights the bears, wins the prize. The woman says, he's the best, I want him. After having kids, naturally, male testosterone starts to go down. Men's testosterone goes down. Because testosterone drives men to bang every woman, it goes down. And they go from the ripped Hugh Jackman to the dad Hugh Jackman. So women are looking to hook up with strong, ripped guys who they will then have children with, and that guy will then temper down a little bit and become the dad. That's what happens. So, everybody's wrong and right at the same time? I don't know. Let me know what you think. Massively viral debate. Comment below. I'll leave it there. Stay tuned. I think that's it for the day. We got Timcast IRL coming up at 8 p.m. Follow me on X and Instagram at Timcast. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all in a bit.